Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 20th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. For the 20th game I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I think with this battle this will actually do what I want it to do, and that is be a little bit different. In this game, Four Brotherhood members have taken Barbarian factions, and they're going to try and hold a hill against four really good players who are taking a Rome faction. We've been talking about this type of battle on the Brotherhood website for some time now, and this is the first time that we've tried it. The team that I'm in today consists of myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Germania faction, and here's one of the units. Here is a Knight Raiders, and these guys actually intimidate enemy troops and lower their morale, and they're pretty good, pretty tough fighters. Also, I've got the chosen axemen. Those axes are effective against armour and can actually cut through Roman units there. Here we have the screeching women. They actually intimidate nearby enemy and actually give morale to their troops as well, so they're quite valuable in the barbarian army. And there I have my cavalry, the Great German Cavalry, and I also have my German general too, who's also cavalry general. Also, with most of the barbarian factions, we have really good archers, and I've got the chosen archers there. They're very effective, do a lot of damage, and have got long range. One of my other teammates here is Brotherhood member Uther, who has bought the Spain faction. And I bet a lot of you are thinking, when was the last time you've seen Spain used in a 31k battle? So that goes to show how rare Spain is actually brought to the battlefield when you play with 31k. But it's a good faction to play with, to hold the hill with, as Uther is going to show, I think. And you've got Balearic slingers there, and he's also got is bull warriors, a unit of bull warriors there who are quite tough. So that's a Spanish faction there, bought by Brotherhood member Uther. Then we move on to the Brotherhood member TR, who has bought the Gaul faction with their chosen swordsman, and these guys are pretty tough. And of course they've got their forester archers who are hiding at the moment. Also, TR has bought the Naked Fanatics, and none of us have actually fought with these before, but have been very surprised on how tough these fanatics are. So that's TR's Gaulish army there. And our fourth teammate is Brotherhood member Mike, who has bought the Thrace faction. And he looks to me like he's hiding most of his units in the woods at the moment. And of course the only unit that can't be hidden is the general. So there's Mike's general there, and as you can see, it's a spear unit. So that's and all the rest of his units are hiding at the moment. And if you look at the length of those spears, you can certainly see it's a lot to fight through. Also, this is the first time I've actually done any filming where there's been trees. And here is the other team. There's Wolves member there, who is Wolves member Galatia, and he's bought the Julii faction. And then we have COA Atta, who has bought the Scipii Roman faction. And then we have Wolves member NNN, who has bought the Julii faction, and Brotherhood member Kendi, who has bought the Scipii faction. So as you can see there's a lot of really good Rome players there, and I think this should be a really great battle to watch. But who do you think is going to win? When we tried to look at the Thrace faction before, of course they were all hidden in the woods. But as you can see, Mike's Thrace army here are the Thrace spearmen, and I would think that massing these spears together, these long spearmen together, could be a good challenge, because I would think the Romans could not fight their way through them. At this stage of the battle, you can see that Brotherhood member TR is taking his Gaul army forward and taking them into the woods, because as you might not know this, barbarians have a bonus in the woods when they're fighting. So what he's doing there is going to take his Gaulish troops into the woods and hope that Rome attacks so he can fight with his full woods bonus. At this stage of the battle, you can see TR's barbarian Gaul troops are in close proximity of Atta's Scipii, Roman troops there. In fact, they're so close that some of Atta's troops are throwing their pilas into the Gauls right now. As you can see, I'm filming this. Every now and again you can see loads of arrows going by on the screen, and that's where their barbarians are actually firing their arrows down onto Roman archers here and causing a lot of damage. Here you can see that the enemy Julii army are attacking Uther's Spain army here as well. And if you see that Julii cavalry are charging in now into the flank of some of TR's attacking Gaul troops there in an attempt to rout some of them. As you might know, barbarian troops have got very low morale, and sometimes if they get hit by cavalry attacks and things like this, it can spark routs quicker than if you were using Rome. As you can see, trying to film through the foliage of the trees is quite difficult. This is the first time I've ever tried this, so I'm trying to avoid the trees here. As you can see here, this is our right flank here, and the enemy's left flank here.
Units forward!
At this stage of the battle, you can see that TR has brought his naked fanatics round to the left flank of Atta's SPQ army there. These naked fanatics have proven to be quite tough troops, actually, and for those of us that don't play with barbarians very much, we found these naked fanatics to be pretty tough. So we'll see what happens when he actually charges them into the Scipii infantry. As you can see, TR's Gaul chosen swordsmen are still fighting with the Scipii Rome at the front. As you see, as the naked fanatics have charged in now, Atta's charging some of his elite urban cohort units over to counter their charge, but as you can see, those naked fanatics are still holding against all that Roman infantry there. It just goes to show how tough they are. And I can see that TR has thrown in most of his chosen swordsmen now. And here you can see the Julii cavalry are charging into those naked fanatics now, and if you notice, that unit near us still hasn't routed. It's still holding against all that Roman infantry and those Praetorian cavalry, Julii's Praetorian cavalry that's just charged in. So that goes to show how tough those units are. As you can see now, my army is now charging in. What I'm going to do is charge my axemen and night raiders through the Gaulish infantry straight into the straight into the Scipii Roman infantry there, in an attempt to try and start routing their units. And if we can get that Scipii general to rout, I think we could start actually getting most of his armies to chain rout there. That's the aim anyway. As you can see, my berserker's been activated and he's charging in as well now.
The enemy warlord lies dead. Now he can drink with his ancestors and watch his warriors.
And as you can see, some of the there you go, the Scipii general's routed, and you can start to see a chain rout of his other units. It wouldn't surprise me if other Scipii units not so close to it may start routing as well, because once they've lost their general, and there's those night raiders that intimidate nearby enemy troops, plus the berserker, it's lowered the morale of those herbs so much that they're starting to run now. So I'm going to bring my force, my army in from the left to the right to try and roll up the Scipii Roman infantry there. As you can see, Mike's spearmen then have just routed the enemy Julii infantry there with those mass spears. So the barbarians aren't doing too bad so far against the elite Romans. Here you can see Mike's still got some of his spearmen there, along with Uther's light infantry, Spanish light infantry there. They're doing well against a Roman Julii there on our left. As you can see, Mike now is running some of his spearmen over into the Julii infantry there. I think he's thinking with the impact of them running into the infantry, it could start them routing. And as you can see, the Julii infantry there are starting to rout. If you notice, my berserkers there as well. So with the impact of the spearmen and the berserker as well, it's causing the Julii enemy Julii infantry to start to rout. And as you can see there, most of the Julii infantry and most of the Scipii infantry have routed now. But if you noticed at the back there, the Scipii infantry are starting to rally there. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of the Julii infantry start to rally as well. Here you can see I'm sending in my cavalry here to charge into the last few Julii units that are actually fighting at the moment. As you see, the impact of the Roman, the German cavalry downhill has caused those units to rout. So at the moment things are looking pretty good for the Barbarian team against the great elite Roman troops. What you haven't noticed though is over on our right, Kendi is bringing a full Roman Scipii army down. He's done a wide flanking action now where he's going to hoping to catch us on our right flank with a full Roman army, obviously completely loaded with pilers, coming down on us. And of course we've lost a lot of men already fighting, and I'm not sure whether barbarians that have suffered a lot of casualties can stand up to a fresh Roman army coming down on us. And if you've noticed now, because of the angle that he's coming down on that right flank, he's actually a little bit higher than us as he's coming down. So this is going to be a real test. You see our TR's army here, that's all of TR's army that he's got left. He lost so many men fighting the Scipii Roman infantry there, and that's all he's got left. Seeing the danger, I'm now bringing my Germania army up with a view to getting behind TR's army to support him from behind there. As you can see, Kendi's Roman army is coming down. It reminds me of a little bit like a steamroller in the way it's coming down there. That's a fresh, full Roman army, and I'm just not sure that the barbarians that are left are going to be able to hold that. And of course, the most devastating part of that army is they've all got their pilers, so that's going to cause major damage to our troops, who have already suffered casualties. And here you are, you can see Kendi advancing onto the remnants of TR's army there. I should imagine he's probably hoping to start a rout, because the thing is with barbarians, if you start a lot of units routing, this can have a real bad effect on morale and can cause barbarian units to start routing all over the field. As you can see, I'm going to charge my my infantry into Kendi's army now to try and help TR's infantry. But the problem is that because he's got all his pilers left, as all those pilers hit my troops, their morale is going to really hit the floor quick, and it's going to cause, I think, a lot of my units to rout. Yeah, you can see it, there's a few starting to rout now as those pilers are hitting and lowering their morale and then making them break. You can see most of my units there have routed through the taking the casualties from the pilers. As you can see, slightly over on the left there, Uther's bought some units, and as you can see then my Night Raiders there are fighting, still fighting there. And I'm moving the Screeching Women closer to them to try and give them a bit of morale. But as you can see, most of TR's Gaul army and a heck of a lot of my units have routed, and that was solely through the piler strike from Kendi's men. As you can see, Uther's got infantry there ready to attack, and I think Brotherhood member Mike with his 3 spearmen will be coming over as well. But as I said, whether our barbarians that we've got left will be able to beat this Roman army, I'm not sure. As you can see here is a Julii cavalry unit, a very weakened one, but if he charges into the back of my Germania units, I think he's going to rout them. And there you see, as he charges in, he's routing them, because their morale is so low that all you need is 1 cavalry unit to charge in there, and he's routed all those Night Raiders. So that was a good move by that Julii cavalry general there. If you notice that NNN's general here, infantry general, is being chased by my berserker, so I'm going to hit him with my German cavalry, and hopefully that'll hold that general unit and allow the berserkers to get in there as well. And of course, if we can actually rout or kill one of the enemy generals, that's good for us, because that's going to lower morale for the enemy. There you go. He's just that general unit's just broken now. Kennedy's infantry is still doing fine. As you see, most of my Germania units now have routed. Most of TR's have routed. Uther's still fighting with his Spain units, and Mike's just come over with his Thrace spearmen. Now, if you notice, my cavalry, if they charge into the corner of Kennedy's infantry at that angle, they could cause a rout. So what I'm going to do is charge my cavalry in there and just watch to see if I can rout some of Kennedy's units there. As you can see, some of its units are routing there through that impact. Now I don't want to hang around there too long, because if he starts bringing infantry round, that could like pin my cavalry in there, so I need to get out of there quite quick. But the cavalry charge did what I wanted it to. It started to rout some of its units there, and it's kind of broken up its battle line. With Uther and Mike's infantry attacking them as well, it's caused almost like a chain rout of Kennedy's infantry units now, and he's only got a few units left. As you can see here, Mike's Thrace spearmen and Uther's infantry are just forcing their way through now, and I would think that it would only be a matter of time until Kennedy's units start to rout. As you can see now, I'm going to charge my my cavalry into the remainder of Kennedy's infantry there,
The enemy
and it should cause a rout.
Nothing. Any of our warriors would die
And as you can
rather
see, the
than
last
run.
few units of Kennedy's army now are starting to rout.
This is no longer
So
a battle. This
was
hunt.
a great victory
No,
for the
a
Barbarian
coward chase.
factions here. I just wondered at the beginning of the game, when you saw 4 great Roman generals, experienced RTW players, and 4 barbarians, who you thought might have won. Okay, yeah, the Barbarians had the hill, but I think from most of our experience on 31k, the Barbarians usually lose. So it was a good win for the Barbarians here. And I think we all enjoyed the battle, win or lose, and I'm sure we'll be playing a few more of these type games, as everybody seems to enjoy it, and it's something a bit different as well. I'd just like to say this was a great and unusual battle, 31k battle. As I say, the Brotherhood members have been talking about this type of battle for a few weeks now, and to have 4 of us going Barbarian and holding a hill against 4 really good Roman generals was a really good challenge, I think, for everybody. And I think as that was our first attempt at doing that, it was a really good game. Everybody played really well. I'd just like to say really well done to my teammates for using Barbarians so well, bearing in mind that none of us hardly ever use Barbarians. You know, they did really well. And really well done to the other team as well, because attacking a hill is something that most 31k players don't do, because we're so used to playing on flat maps. So this is Spartan Commander saying I hope you enjoyed the battle, and look forward to seeing you soon. And bye for now.